Hey everyone, Chris here with another filler episode. Now I just want to take today to talk about the future of ancient DOS games and answer some questions that might have come up during the course of the series, or maybe just some things that you might have thoughts about for the last episode. In any case, the third season of Ancient DOS games is going to be starting on January 7th, 2013. I know it's over 3 months away, but I'm not going to have no videos during that course of time. There's going to be new filler videos on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month. So there's still 6 more fillers to come, and they're not going to be anything too spectacular, just small things to fill the time, but make sure you stay tuned for them. In terms of how long Season 3 is going to be, it's going to be another 50 episodes, just like the last 2. But as for Season 4, I'm still kind of undecided on that. The thing is that I really want to get more people involved with this Ancient DOS game stuff, but the viewership's just sort of leveling off despite everything. So I'm thinking maybe diversifying, like doing other kinds of shows, might help to pull more people in. You know, get them interested in the Ancient DOS game stuff, and then also interested in the stuff that I do afterwards. So that's what I'm probably going to end up doing. There might be a Season 4 of Ancient DOS games, I'm not sure, but definitely another 50 episodes coming for sure, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Now, in terms of questions, one of the emails I got lately was basically asking me to do a frequently asked questions video. The thing is, I don't really have any frequently asked questions. People generally don't send me the same question multiple times. But, there are a few that have gotten maybe 3 or 4 questions asked. So, in any case, I'll answer those ones and some other questions that might come to mind. So, anyways, let's get started with that.
What is that thing on your arm that transforms into stuff?
It's what's referred to as a Guardian Key tool. Now, it actually comes from a series called Reboot, which is a fully computer animated series, I believe the first one that was ever created. And the main character in it, Bob, has a special device that he has on his arm called a Guardian Key tool. And basically it transforms into different things so that it can help him out in different situations. Now his is blue and called Glitch, mine is red and called Axis. And as for the transforming stuff and everything, the whole scene that I was parodying at the end of the episode, it basically it's a scene from the episode The Tip from Reboot. It's one of the first season episodes. And in that episode, Bob ends up in a situation where he's trapped inside a bubble and he has to find a way out. And he tries using a power hammer, a cutter, and then eventually settles on a pin once he realizes that those things aren't working. And because I couldn't do power tools or anything, I have the hammer and the cutter. And basically they're nothing more than cardboard, foam, a little bit of foil, and tape. They're actually designed in such a way so that one side looks perfectly good on camera, but then the other side you can actually kind of see the tape going on there. The funny thing with the cutter though, the cutter actually broke during filming. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. So, oh well, I got a couple takes out of it.
Was the giant bubble real?
Yes, the bubble's real. Actually, it's nothing more than a beach ball. There's the valve right there even. But actually, it came from a website called beachballs.com, and they have all kinds of stuff like this, and they even have sizes that are just ridiculous to think about. And so when I found out that they had these kinds of things, I was thinking, wouldn't that be awesome for the 100th episode? Because I knew I was going to do Bubble Bobble for the 100th episode for a long time. And then when I thought about doing that parody of that scene from Reboot, it was just a match made in heaven.
Why haven't you reviewed Insert Game Name yet?
Okay, something you gotta realize here is that my request list literally has over 200 games on it right now that I haven't reviewed. I've only done 100 episodes so far. 200 more games to review. That's a lot of games. I don't even have most of them. In fact, I only have a handful of them. But the other thing too is that a lot of games only get requested once. There's only a few games on the list that have even gotten more than 3 requests. I think the top 2 games right now are Wing Commander and Jazz Jackrabbit. And there's some other ones that are up there too, and I have done requested games. Like, I mean, Star Wars Dark Forces was the very first request that I actually did, and that was back in episode 16. Other heavily requested games that I did was Duke Nukem 3D, Star Wars TIE Fighter, and what was the other one? Commander Keen. So those games were all heavily requested, and I did them. And, you know, basically the way I do it is, the more requests a game gets, the more likely I'll go out of my way to review it.
I sent in a correct guess, so why didn't I make the credits?
If you didn't make the credits, then you didn't send in your guess fast enough. The thing is that for most episodes, the way it works is the first 3 people to send in a correct guess will make the credits. So if you send in your guess and I tell you your ID number is something like 7, because I do send an email back telling the person who sends in the guess what their ID number is. But an ID number of 7 means that 6 people ahead of you have already sent in a guess. Doesn't mean they're correct, it just means 6 people ahead of you have sent in a guess. So that means 4 of them will have had to have been wrong in order for you to make the credits. It does happen. People do send in wrong guesses. Sometimes. Some episodes they're always right. Like, I think the King's Quest episode, everybody got it right. But sometimes, like, half the people who send in a guess get it wrong, and sometimes there's literally been only 1 or 2 correct guesses. So don't be afraid to send in your guess, even if it's all the way like Thursday or something, because you never know.
Are you a brony?
That's an interesting question. Like, I mean, really, I'm just a casual fan of the show. Like, I don't know if the casual fan counts really or not, so I guess if it does, then yeah. If it doesn't, no.
How did you get access to stick to your arm?
Double-sided tape.
Treasure Mountain has Adlib support?
Yes, I know. That's one of those mistakes that you just have to sit back and wonder how the heck you made it. But then, something to consider too is that the Adlib support in Treasure Mountain, it kinda sucks. I mean, seriously, the very first thing you hear when you turn on the game, it almost sounds like PC speaker music, so it's no surprise that I made the mistake. But yeah, it really does have Adlib support, so someone noticed it early on, and I added the information to the additional information and correction section below the video. I mean, that's why I have that section there, because I'm not a 100% perfect person. I'm going to make mistakes, so if I do, that's where the corrections go.
Why hasn't there been any more public alphas of Vector Zoom?
Okay, the thing about that is that when I released the first public alpha of Vector Zone, a third of the people who tried it out got motion sick. That did not sit well with me at all. I wasn't about to continue making a game that was going to make that many people motion sick. So what I had to do was go back to the original design, basically just redesign the heck out of it, because removing the spinning camera fundamentally changed the whole nature of the game. So a lot of things had to change as a result of that, and that's what I've basically been doing the past few months, is just redesigning the whole thing so that it works properly. So what I've got now, it's going to be more like a twin stick shooter. So if you're using a gamepad with dual analog, then one analog stick is going to be used to move your vehicle, the other one will be used to actually aim and shoot. Or it will also have keyboard and mouse support as well. And as far as the gameplay is concerned, the one major change that had to happen is it's no longer going to be a world building game. Yeah, I'm not too happy about removing that part of it, but the thing is, a lot of it's still intact. The weapon system is very customizable, yet still easy to use. You'll still be able to build stuff, you'll still be able to collect resources as well for building stuff, you just won't be able to place any into the world. And as for the dungeon crawl aspect, it's actually going to be more like an open world game now, since you basically will be stopping at different spots to just sort of re-equip yourself and everything, and then for the rest of it, you're just going to be going through a contiguous world. So that's the state it's in. I should be having a new version of the public alpha going soon. Not quite sure when. Like, I mean, I wanted to get it done for this week, but it's not quite ready yet, so hopefully next week.
Do you plan to review anything other than DOS games?
Well, not on Ancient DOS games. Like, I mean, the whole name of the show is Ancient DOS Games. But, you know, I only have one season left, because I don't think I'm going to be doing a season 4. But the other thing, too, is that the shows that I have in mind to do after Ancient DOS Games, they're not actually review shows. They are gaming related, but they're not review shows. You'll see when I get that far. Now, I'll get some questions. Okay then, so that's all for this filler. Remember, the fillers for the off-season will be during the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month, so make sure you stay tuned for them. And thank you all for watching, and see you guys later.